Good evening, class. Today we're going to be working on absolute values, so go ahead and get your notes out and let's get started. It says, mark a point at both 5 and -5 on the number line below. So we have a point at 5 and I have a point at -5, and describe what differences you notice. Go ahead and pause the video, write a couple things down. I hope you notice that one is negative. There's a sign, a negative or positive sign. They are 10 units apart. They are the same distance from 0. Those are just a couple of the things. I hope you guys came up with a few more. We'll talk about that in class. So the absolute value of a number is the distance away from 0 on a number line. For example, this symbol right here, and it's this whole thing, it looks like this, it looks like two lines with a -5 inside, is red, the absolute value of -5. Okay, now these are types of parentheses. They're grouping symbols. Okay, so when we learn order of operations, which we're not there yet, but we need to remember that these are a type of grouping symbol. So they're called absolute value. So we're going to use the number line to determine the absolute value of -8. So I'm going to start at -8, and I'm going to find the distance to 0. So I'm going to hop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It took me 8 hops to get to 0. So my answer is 8. Distance does not have a sign. It is always positive. Okay, so it is not -8 to 0. It is just 8 to 0. Let's start on this one. We're going to start at -1 and we're going to hop. Just one hop. So the absolute value of -1 is 1. We're going to start at 3 and I'm going to hop to 0. 1, 2, 3. The absolute value of 3 is 3. I'm going to start down at -4.5. I'm going to hop a half. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. The absolute value of -4.5 is 4.5. And then our last one, we're going to start at 6 and we're going to hop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Absolute value of 6 is 6. What do you notice about absolute value? I hope you said absolute value is always positive. It is a trick question we throw at you all the time. You need to remember that absolute value is positive. Okay, it says write the absolute value to describe the situations below. It says New Orleans. So we have New Orleans. Here's my city. We've got a sun. There's New Orleans. Is 8 feet below sea level. Here is sea level. Look, New Orleans is beneath sea level. So it's down 8 feet. It is asking, write the absolute value. Remember, we write absolute value like this. So I want to know, what is the absolute value of -8? How far is -8 from 0? Well, the answer is 8. Good job. It says Mr. Simpson owes, he owes money. Owes means it's negative. $563 on his credit card bill. So I need to know, what is the absolute value of -563? Well, how far is negative 563 from 0? The answer is 563. Remember, we never have negative absolute values. They are always positive. Okay, we are going to compare absolute values. So absolute values can be compared. Compare these absolute values. The absolute value of 2.5 or 2 5/10 is 2 5/10. And the absolute value of negative 2 5/10 is also 2 5/10, so they are equal. The absolute value of negative 3 9/10 is 3 9/10. 3 9/10 is what compared to 4? I hope everyone said less than. If you guys don't know these, this one kind of looks like an L.
Good morning.
So, sorry about that. There was an announcement. So the less than looks like an L, okay? So we have less than. 6 1/4, the absolute value of 6 1/4 is, well, we have 7 8/10. What do you guys think? It is less than. 6 1/4 is less than 7 8/10. Okay, this is, they're trying to trick you guys. We can do this, right? Because this is just another way to write division. What is 16 divided by 4? Well, they're actually asking us what is the absolute value of negative 4. The absolute value of negative 4 is positive 4. So what do I have here? Okay, so I have 4 is greater than the absolute value of 3 9/10. Okay, now look at these. These do not have absolute value signs. So which one is smaller? Which one is further away from 0? Well, the answer is negative 24. So this is smaller. So negative 24 is less than negative 18. Look at this over here. And we notice now we have absolute values. And so now I'm comparing 24 to 18. And this is larger or greater than. The absolute, what do we notice about problems 8 and 9? Above the absolute value changes the meaning and the answer. Even when we're using the same number. Okay, this is your practice for tonight. You're going to find your absolute values. I will check these in class tomorrow. There's a couple challenge questions. These are for bonus points only, but go ahead and try them. And then don't forget to summarize your lesson in complete sentences. I'll see you guys in class tomorrow. Have a great day.